This video I'm going to make, I had a comment on the dandelions, and they're wondering what books that I use for identifying the wild edibles and stuff like that. And I've got several books here. I've been doing this since I was, oh man, probably 10 years old going through this stuff, so I've got some pretty beat up books, but this is a really good one here. I'm doing it like so you can just read who the author is and the name of the book and stuff, and I really like this one because it gets into some pretty good detail. It's got decent drawings. It doesn't have color pictures, which I really like, but this one here really gets in and details everything, so you really have a good idea when you're looking at the leaves and everything, what they're supposed to look like and everything like that. So this one is called Identifying and Harvesting Edible and Medicinal Plants in Wild and Not So Wild Places, and this is probably my very favorite book to use. Okay, another one that I have is Feasting Free on Wild Edibles. And this one I actually got, it was my grandmother's, but this one has, you know, some pretty decent drawings. You know, but they're only drawings. They aren't as good as the other one is, but it does go though, and it goes through and really explains things, what you can eat, everything like that. So that's a good book too. Feasting Free on Wild Edibles. One of my very, very favorite books is this. I don't know if you can see that really. Tom Brown's Guide to Wild Edible and Medicinal Plants. And I guess he's got several books out. This is the only one I've had, and I've had it for years. I mean, it's beat up. It's been through hell and back. And this one doesn't really have anything for pictures, but it kind of tells a story with it and how he used it when he was a kid and stuff like this. And this was more of a, more of a Native American type, you know, what they did with these and everything like that. This is just a great book. So if you can get a hold of this one might still be in print. You know, I would suggest this is just a great book to have. I always carry this one along with that first one that you saw. Okay, now I do have this book on mushrooms, and mushrooms are scary, and this is probably the best mushroom book that I've seen as far as the color, their actual photos, tells you over here if you can eat them, not eat them, so they go through both bad ones and good ones, but I'm just too afraid to eat them. So I have one that grows here in the fall in the yard that, I mean, I've checked it here. I picked one, brought it inside, checked it on the internet. It's for sure the mushroom they're saying is supposed to be really good to eat. I cannot get myself to cook it up. But this one here is Simon & Schuster's Guide to Mushrooms. If you're looking for a mushroom book, this is the one to get. Okay, now most of those, like I showed you, just have drawings. So I've got these little cheapy books here. This one I've had for a long time, Weeds. So, you know, it's still drawings, but they're actually colored drawings. Shows what part of the United States they grow in, so you can kind of see, you know, well, heck, if I'm in Minnesota and it only grows on the far east coast, it probably isn't what I think it is. But I just like to double check, and it's just nice to have this. I mean, when you're bugging out or looking for stuff like this, you're not going to have your laptop to cross-reference it with. So this one's good, and then there are tons of stuff that you can eat off trees. So this little tree book is the same thing. Shows you just pine cones and just real nice drawings and stuff, and just gives you, explains it a little bit, and again shows you what part of the country it's in. So I like to have these. They're little $5 books, and just nice to have. This book is one that Zachary has used a lot. Made for the outdoors. It's just little outdoor projects. Like he made a pair of snowshoes like this, and he's just goes through and has done just a lot of the little project. You know, tells you how to do basic orienteering and just gives you stuff. It's great for the kids to go through this, and you know, I don't know, it's kind of like a Cub Scout book sort of. But anyway, that one there, especially when he was younger, he used this one a lot. And my final book that I'm having here is this one here, and this book is no longer in print. My mom got it for me when I was, I think I was 10 years old, and this book, I swear I slept with the thing. It was just, I mean, I would keep it with me all the time. It just goes through and tells about things, and there's actually a recipe we're going to be doing in here, and it'll be ready to be done in about a couple of weeks here, called Pine Honey, and it was one of my favorite things, and that's mainly what I use this book for. But anyway, I lost this book somewhere when we were moving from one house to another, somewhere along the line, and I looked for this for years, and since it's not in print anymore, I couldn't find it. And finally I put a thing out on eBay, and lo and behold, somebody had this book, and they got it at an auction or something, and I I would have paid just about anything for it. And so now I keep it really safe. So it's not the original book that I have, but it is the same book. Anyway, that's just a quick little tutorial on the books that I use. Again, if you've got your laptop there, cross-reference it with a real picture if you've got it. But if you have any questions about who is the authors of any of these books or whatever, just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. Thanks a lot for watching.